Hello friends, welcome to my channel. So today we are in our ninth day of basic maths class. Thank you for your love. I hope you are liking these videos. So because of your love and support, I am here with ninth day classes. As you know, this class is free of cost. So if you haven't subscribed my channel, then please subscribe my channel. If you like this video, then please share this video and like this video, and also comment if you are liking all my basic maths classes or not. You are not liking my video, neither you are subscribing the channel. These are some of the things which motivates every teacher. So please do this little effort for me, and please subscribe, like and share my videos. So now without any delay, today class will be very interesting and little lengthy, because today we will study regarding simple interest and compound interest. Fine. I hope everyone is habituated or everyone have heard both of these terms. So that is simple interest and compound interest. Fine. Even though these terms look complicated, but they are very easy. So let's start with simple interest. So what is simple interest? It is calculated based on the original amount of money, that is principal. Fine. So what are the difference between compound and simple interest? So first we will study regarding simple interest, then we will study regarding compound interest, and we will check the differences. So moving forward to simple interest, what is simple interest? It is calculated only on original amount of money, which we call as principal. See, fine. So formula for simple interest is simple interest, which we write as SI, is P into T into R by 100. Now, what does P, what does T, and what does R states? So here, P is principal, which I talked about just now. Fine. Principal, that is the original amount. Fine. Principal is our original amount. T is time taken or time period. Fine. Time period. Okay. That is generally yearly or annually, but some of the times they are half yearly, some of the times they are quarterly. Yearly means 1 year, quarterly means 4 months, and half yearly means HALF. Half yearly means 6 months. Fine. So for these terms we will, or 1 year is 12 months if we have converted this in months. So fine. So time period is this, and PT and R. R is rate of interest. R is rate of interest. Generally in percentage or in percentage. Fine. So see, let's again understand what is simple interest. Simple interest is the amount or the original amount of money. It is calculated based on original amount, that is the principal. Fine. That is the principal. So formula is simple interest is equals to P into T into R by 100. That is very simple. As again we studied, P is principal, that is the original amount. T is the time period, generally yearly. If it is told that that is quarterly, then 4 months. If that is told that that is half yearly, then 6 months. But generally in simple interest, it is always yearly, that is 12 months. And rate of interest is always in percentage. Fine. So this is very simple. Simple interest, as its name states, it is very simple. Fine. So now let's solve some of the questions related to simple interest. Fine. So let's keep this formula. Yes, this formula is very important. If you are making the notes, then please keep this formula in asterisk sign, because this formula will be used in every simple interest problem sums. Fine. So let's solve one example, very easy. Suppose that you have deposited, fine, you have deposited $1,000 or 100 rupees. Generally, let's start with $1,000. Fine. Fine. You have deposited this in a bank. Fine. At an interest rate of deposited this much in a bank. You are in a bank. So this is a bank. This generally looks like a house, but let's suppose that this is a bank and you have deposited $1,000 in your bank account. You are told that you will get an interest rate of how much percent? For example, 5% per year. Fine. For how many years? For 3 years. For time is 3 years. Fine. Now you are told that how much interest you will earn. How much interest you will earn. So after using this formula, we can directly take this out, that P is 1000 into T is 3 into R is 5 by 100. This 0, this 0, this 0, this 0 get cancelled out. 5 3s are 15. 15 into 10 is 150. So this is your simple interest. Fine. So after 3 years, you will earn how much dollar? You will earn this much dollar as interest. Fine. This is your interest amount. Fine. So when you will keep $1,000 for 3 years in a bank, you will get extra of $150. Fine. So what will be your total sum? Fine. If you want to take out the total sum, like for suppose you have kept this $1,000 in a bank for 3 years, then what will you get after 3 years? So you should know that. So you will get 1000, which was your principal. So this you will get, fine, because you have deposited this. But what you will get in extra? That 150 rupees, which was your interest amount. So you will get $1150 after 3 years. So this is what? So after 3 years, your account will have 1150 in your account. Fine. Understood? So this is how we solve this question. This is how we take out simple interest. Fine. Now let us take, see, this simple interest is very important. It is generally used in loans, short-term loans, saving accounts with fixed interest rates. Fine. Car loans, personal loans, when you are taking out the loans. So during loans, to find out the interest rates. So for all this accounts, saving accounts, you are supposed to know the simple interest. Let us take one more example. So let us take one more example. Fine. So for an example, if you borrowed $2,000 from your friend and you agreed to pay, this is your principal, you agreed to pay 5% of simple interest per year for how many years? For 4 years. Fine. For 4 years you needed $2,000, so you borrowed it from your friend, your friend told that you have to pay interest. So you paid. So he told that you need to pay 5% of interest for every year for 4 years, and after 4 years you need to pay me the whole amount. Fine. So this is the present scenario. Now how much amount you have to pay after 3 years to your friend? So for that, what you will do, you will P, that is 2000 into 5 into 4 by 1000. Fine, it is fine that if you are writing PTR or PRT, so that is okay. So because you just have to multiply. So 5 fours are 20, 20 twos are 40, and one more 0, so 400. So the interest amount which you have to pay after 4 years, that is $400. So $400 you need to pay as interest amount plus this 2000 which you borrowed. So in total you need to pay 2000 plus 400, that is $2,400 you have to pay after 4 years, not per, after 4 years. Fine. After 4 years you have to pay $24,000. So this is how we use simple interest, not only in our loans or in our interest, but also while borrowing, while saving. So everything we need a simple interest concept. So I hope that you understood how we take out the simple interest. Now moving towards compound interest. So now we will study compound interest. So like simple interest, which was based on principal or the original amount, compound interest is calculated. Compound interest, this is calculated not only on principal but also on interest earned. Like earlier we saw that after after uh, after we kept our money, that was 1000 rupees, and we got 5% interest rate, we got 1150. Fine. So when you say that again you want to continue this amount, or continue this transaction, or continue this principal, then compound interest will be used. For an example, it is known generally interest upon interest. Interest upon interest. Fine. I will explain you in detail, but before that, let's see the formula for that. So principal amount, compound interest or compound amount interest is equals to P 1 plus R by 100 and T. So here P, T and R are the same as simple interest, as we studied in simple interest, and A is the compound interest or compound amount. Fine. So this is the compound amount. Fine. A is the final amount of time. Fine. P is the principal amount, R is the annual interest rate, and T is the time in years. Fine. So here compound interest and simple interest. Compound interest grow faster than simple interest as you are earning interest on a larger amount each year. So this needs to be known. Fine. So now compound interest, let me start that. For suppose you have deposited $1,000 in your account, and that offers 5% of compound interest. 5% of interest. Fine. 5% of interest, and for 3 years. Time is 3 years. Fine. So what will be the interest, compound interest amount? Amount will be P is 1000, 1 plus R is, this is not R, this is R, 5 by 100 into T is 3. Fine. So now this is 1000 105 by 100 by 3000 into 105 divided by this is 1.05 cube. So now here you need to use the calculator. So after using the calculation, after multiplying this 1000 into 1.05 cube, you need to take out from the calculator 1.15, let me see, 1.157625. This is the approx 1.157625. So this is what we get in calculation. So our final amount is, after multiplying, we will get 1157.63. So this is our, after 3 years, what will be in our account? This much dollar. Fine, we will get this much dollar. So this is our final amount. But what was our compound interest? Compound interest was amount minus principal, that is 1.15.63 minus 1000. So that is 157.63 dollar. See here, this is the amount, that is the total amount. You don't have to add this, fine. So you don't have to add this, but if you want to know that what was your interest rate, compound interest, this was amount, see, compound amount, that was not compound interest formula, this is compound amount formula. So after taking out this, you don't have to either minus or add like we did in simple interest. Now if we see, now let's see the difference, that you got $150 157.63 as interest rate, right, as interest amount in 3 years. Now let us check that how much you will get if you get your interest in based on simple interest. So simple interest formula was P into T into R by 100. So principal is 1000 into T is 3, rate is 5 by 100. So this cancel. 5 is 15. So this was 150. So here you can see the difference, that simple interest, through simple interest you got $150, and through compound interest you got $157.63. So difference is $7.63 difference is there. So this is what we know, that compound interest is greater than simple interest. Even though we used same principal, same interest and same time period, but our when you deposit your amount based on simple interest, then you get lesser amount as compared to compound interest. Fine. So I hope this logic is totally clear. Fine. So I hope you understood the concept of simple interest and compound interest. Now there are compounding frequency like annually, like, as I told you earlier, annually is yearly, that is once a year. Semi-annually is twice a year, fine, or half yearly. Quarterly is 4 times a year, or 4 months difference. 4 ones are 4 times a year, that is 3. Sorry if I told 4, then that quarterly is 3 months, or 4 times a year, fine. And monthly is monthly, or daily is daily, fine. So these are some of the frequency of compounding the interest, fine. So as the frequency changes, a slight change you can see in the interest rate, but here a general formula is compound interest is equals to P 1 plus R by 100 1 plus R by 100 N by NT. Fine. Here 100N and this N got changed when that is not yearly. Fine. See again, let me tell you. First let me tell you annually, fine, semi-annually, then quarterly, then monthly. Fine. Fine. So here you are, the frequency to give the interest is once. Fine. Semi-annually or half yearly, here you will get twice. Fine. Here this is once or one. Here this is, you will give interest twice. You are given interest twice. Fine. Twice a year. Quarterly is 4 and monthly is 12. Fine. Fine. So here N is, N is the number of time the interest is compounded per year. Number of times the interest is compounded per year. Fine. So if it is 1 year, then that is 1, so you won't see the difference, because this is for year or yearly. So here it was 1, here it was 1, so you couldn't see any changes. But when things changed that is semi-annually, then you will write 2 here. Fine. So this is how the question gets changed slightly. Fine. So let us take some examples. For an example, let us take the earlier example. Fine. That let us take the same interest investing. You have invested $10,000. Fine. At a rate of interest of P into T into R. This is P. Fine. R is 5%, and you have kept the money for 3 years. Fine. Fine. Time is 3 years. T is 3 years, but the you will use 3 years. After 3 years with semi-annual compounding. You took semi-annual compounding. You will get compounding. You will get the interest based on semi-annual compounding. So here you will, what you will do, compound amount equals to P is 1000, 1 plus rate of interest is 5 by 100 into, here semi-annual you will compound twice. You will get the interest twice. Fine. So you will multiply it by N. In place of N you will write 2, and N is 2 and time is 3. Is it clear? I hope you can see it clearly. So here P is 1000, R is 5, that is 5%, and N is twice 2, and N frequency you have to give, you will be compounded twice, so you will write 2 and 3 is the time, 3 years. Fine. So now after calculation, 1000, 205 by 206. So here in this type of calculation you need to use your calculator. So after doing all this calculation as I did earlier, 115 100,000 into 1.15695 will give you 1159.69. So this is what you will get after 3 years with semi-annual compounding. You will get $1159.69, which is more than 1157. See here, earlier when we did annual compounding with same figures, you got 1157, fine, 1157.63 when it was yearly. But now when it is semi-annually or when it was annually, fine, annually is yearly, and when it is semi-annually, again you can see that you got a slight greater amount as compared to yearly or annually, fine. So this is the difference, and this is how you get to take out the simple interest and compound interest. As now we are almost at the end of this chapter. So to sum up, we can compare that simple interest is calculated only on principal amount, fine. It is very easy and very straightforward, but compound interest is calculated on both principal and the interest earned, fine. So this is compound interest leads to faster growth, and you will get more amount as compared to simple interest, fine. Understood? So this is some of the basic concept of simple interest and compound interest. I hope you are totally clear. So for today's class, I hope you have understood the basic concept of simple interest and compound interest. So next class will be more informative and more useful, as we will come up with our next important chapter. But before that, if you haven't subscribed my channel, then please subscribe my channel and do like and share this video to your friends and family. Bye bye. Take care.